Today we are flying the flag carrier Saudi Arabia and trying to figure out how an airline went from this old and poor product with average crew and outdated seat to this, an airline that's seriously starting to compete with the likes of Emirates, Qatar Airways and Etihad. Is it all just luck or part of a bigger plan? Let's find out in today's review flying Saudia Airlines. Assalamu alaikum Habibis and Habibtis from the beautiful kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a country I deeply admire for the transition that it goes through. And today we're flying its national airline, its flag carrier Saudia, from Jeddah all the way to Cahill, and I'm gonna take you guys with me. So let's head to the airport. But before we head to the dedicated business and first class check-in building, let me tell you how I got to Saudi Arabia, flying Saudia's Airbus A320 with a dedicated flat back seat, great crew and fantastic catering from Athens in Greece. So I have high hopes that the experience today is just going to be as good as my previous flight on Saudia's Airbus A320. As a business or first class traveler in Saudia, you can take advantage of the dedicated check-in area where you will most likely get a grand arrival and no long lines. The staff was superb and everything was taken care of. No comparison to what the airport in Jeddah used to look like. It was an absolute bliss. Jeddah is Saudi's busiest airport with over 43 million passengers a year, and the new terminal is an absolute bliss if you compare it to the old one that only featured bus gates. It was hands down one of the worst airports to transit back in the days and an absolute nightmare. The new airport opened pretty much during COVID and matches all international standards. But for now, let's check out the new Saudia business class lounge. The Alpha Sun Lounge features everything the modern business class traveler requires, but what stood out most for me was the food offerings. From steak to lamb or fresh coffee and ice cream, everything can be found here. The stuff was absolutely brilliant and you can easily spend hours here eating and chatting your day away. When it comes to international lounges, this is as good as it gets. So guys, all checked in, smooth sailing so far. I made my way to the lounge. Lovely staff here, great coffee station, really quality food on display here. Definitely a great place to chill and eat, but don't eat too much because they will continue feeding you on the plane. But I also loved my time in Saudi Arabia. It's such an amazing country, so hospitable, people are amazing. I had the greatest conversations here, so many misconceptions about this country, and it has changed so dramatically and really turns into like a prime tourist destination. I have no doubt that they're going to succeed. Really, I admire the leadership and the work of the Crown Prince. What he has achieved is incredible. And we should definitely give them the time, you know, to go through all that transition. But I have no doubt that Saudi Arabia is going to be an absolute success story in the future. It will become a very popular tourist destination. It will be hosting great events. I really hope that they're going to get the World Cup because they absolutely deserve it. They're football mad here. They love they love the sport. I was also told that the Crown Prince is a big F geek as well. So if you ever want me to feature your royal fleet in one of my videos, I'm happy to take a flight with you. But that being said, you should really come here and explore the country before it's too late, because right now it's still a bit of a jam. There's a lot of untouched areas where you can go and you have it all to yourself, but I'm sure this is going to change. So right now is the time to come and visit the country. So that concludes my visit to the Saudia business class lounge, and now we're going to head to the gate. Interesting fact is, my boarding pass says the departure time is 3:05. The departure board says we are leaving at 3 p.m. and my online booking says we depart at 3:20. And there she is, the 787-9 Dreamliner taking me to Malaysia. And my question for you F-Geeks is, which livery do you prefer? The new, old one, or the previous golden livery on Saudi Arabian Airlines? Let me know in the comment section below, but I think this one, so the new one, the retro livery, is just beautiful, stunning. I love the logo as well. But yeah, when you think about Jeddah back in the days, one of the worst airports in the world. I hated to take a transit here, and now it has transformed into such a nice hub. It's great, but can't wait to show you what it's like on board the Dreamliner. Let's go. Hi, how are you? I think it's right here.
Yes,
6-8. Thank you. Alright guys, here we are. Welcome on the Dreamliner. First impression, looks nice, looks clean, looks neat. Crew has an amazing new appearance because they introduced new uniforms. So if you've seen my video in 2021, they're wearing the old uniforms, but the new ones are really nice, very elegant. I like the color of it, the fitting, it looks really good in them. And yeah, a lot of stuff at my seat, pillow, blanket, headphones, probably somewhere as an amenity kit as well. But also interesting news is that they're working on a new seat. So with the new deliveries of the Dreamliners that they have, unfortunately they don't have a 350 yet, they're going to introduce a new seat as well. As I was told, they also get the 321 XLR, which I've heard has also a pretty amazing cabin in store. So very much looking forward to that as well. Thank you. I will.
Is okay so far?
Yeah, it's so good, good. Thank you.
Hopefully you're gonna enjoy your journey with us.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
Sure, it's gonna be
good. It's a pleasure to have you with us on board, actually.
Yeah. No. How do you like the uniforms? I like them. They're beautiful,
it
no?
looks chic, right?
Yeah.
It looks nice. You like it as well?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Looks good.
Nice to hear your nice feedback.
They're comfortable as well.
Yeah,
comfortable to work.
Yeah.
That's good. Now, when you walk at the airport and everyone looks at you, now it's a great feeling. Yeah, it's good. Nice hat.
Yeah. It looks cute, right?
And as long as it's comfortable, no?
Yeah.
I was handed an amenity kit, and also the Sky Chef introduced himself. I was offered Arabian dates as well as coffee, which is a great tradition on every Saudia flight. As far as it goes, the pre-departure experience was world class. But before we get airborne, a quick word from today's sponsor, AirAlo. Guys, I quickly want to share my favorite travel hack with you, eSIMs from AirAlo. This app has completely changed the way I travel. So let me give you 3 good reasons why you should use it too. So you can easily download a digital SIM card to your phone for over 200 plus countries, which means no waiting times at the airport, and the second your flight touches down, you are connected to the internet. Reason number 2, no censorship. Whether you travel to China, Saudi Arabia, or Iraq, you can use all the apps, whether it's WhatsApp, Instagram, or Gmail. Reason number 3, you can download an eSIM for an entire region. Let's say you go to travel Asia, so you download this SIM and it covers 18 countries. So I have partnered with AirAlo on this video, so if you scan this QR code or use this code or the link in the description box below, you will get $3 off on your first purchase. So make sure to take advantage of this really good offer. So we just pushed back. They have a chef on board as well who's just handing out menus, and when I went through it, I was delighted to see that they have New York cheesecake on this flight. Amazing. My favorite. I also noticed that you certainly have to be a supermodel to work with Saudia because they're all gorgeous, especially in that new uniform as well, but not bad. Alright. And of course, I was also given an amenity kit, which we're gonna browse through a little later, but it's quite heavy. There's a lot of stuff inside. I had the same one when I traveled on the 320 from Athens here, and yeah, you really want to see what's in there. It's pretty cool. All right, now let's go. Flight time roughly 8.5 hours. But yeah, first impression, everyone is highly trained. You can see that. Very kind, huge smiles on their faces, and that's what we want to see in the industry. But let's see whether they can keep it up for the next 9 hours or so. Next stop, Malaysia. We climbed out of Jeddah, and shortly after takeoff, the crew came around to take my dinner order. So I've been doing this for a good 7 years, and in those 7 years I have seen a lot of amenity kits from hundreds of different airlines. And the evolution of the amenity kit is it went from fancy, expensive, full of items to the bare minimum. I remember back in the days when you would go on a Qatar Airways flight, in the amenity kit you had Giorgio Armani, cologne in there, aftershave, really expensive stuff, right? And then over the years it diluted. You have no name brands, there's not many items in there. You're lucky if you find a toothbrush in there. And while it doesn't scream quality in the name of like, oh, Armani, Chanel or whatever, there is a lot of items in this Saudia amenity kit. You have a dental kit, you have hand lotion, you have I don't know, so cologne, face cream, a mirror, a comb, an iPhone charger, socks, earplugs, I think key rings, and even a passport cover, you know. Is it necessary to have all that kind of stuff? Probably not, but it's a nice memory. But the pouch is really lovely as well. You know, it's something you take home, you're gonna give to your friends, and they love it. But yeah, it's nice to see that there is a lot of quantity in here as well. Yeah, that's the Saudia amenity kit. I don't even know what that is. What is this? What is this? I don't know what you do with that. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah. But if you want that amenity kit, go leave a comment. So among all the comments, I'm gonna give away this beautiful amenity kit. And I put a ring. I'm gonna put a Cahill key ring in there as well. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, it's all good. Are you pouring some water? What's your name?
Athir.
Athir.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yes,
Nice. So yeah, we're 90 minutes into the flight. Starter has arrived. A beautiful looking mushroom soup. There's some bread, some butter, my drink. Also note that Saudia is still a dry airline, so there's no alcohol. I don't mind. For me, that's not an issue. But there's a lot of people, when I post reviews about dry airlines, there's a lot of people who say, oh, I only fly business class so I can have a good wine tasting, I can have spirits, I can have beer, and that's very important for them. So Saudia won't be the airline for you. It took a little while until they start setting up. I'm used from other like world-class airlines, let's talk about Singapore Airlines, Emirates, that once they take your order, they really quickly set up your table, they bring your food, and they quickly run you through your courses as well. It's dine on demand here, so you can eat anytime you want. One thing I find a little bit, I wouldn't say annoying, but disturbing perhaps to some passengers, there is two families here and they have their kids in business class. Their dad is in business class. However, the wife, I think it's the wife, might be the nanny as well, who is sitting in the economy class cabin just behind me. And as with most of the airlines, you know, until the first door, the first door to the second door is usually business class, and you only have an economy class cabin after the galley. Here, right behind the curtain, there is I think 4 rows of economy class. My theory is that this will be converted into premium economy, which the airline is introducing soon as well. But for now, as a placeholder, they have like standard economy class seats there. So however, the nanny or the wife, I think it's the mother of this child, walks into business class every 5 minutes, checks on their kids, goes back to economy class, and then back and forward. Like, it's a little bit disturbing to some passengers, I imagine. I don't mind it too much, but it gets a little bit annoying after some time. So, but I don't know with your family why you would split it that way, right? That you have the wife in the economy class cabin and the kids in business. That doesn't make sense to me. And obviously, what's the crew supposed to say? No, you can't see your kids. But then, how do you solve that? I don't know. If you have suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. So last time I had soup on airplane was, I think, South African Airways. It was tomato soup, it was delicious. And once, as a main course on Qantas, I was flying from LA to, I think, Melbourne, and I had a delicious tomato soup. So usually, when they have soup on a flight, you can't go wrong. So as you can probably see, I'm like still trying to make up my mind whether I like it or not. And it was also a little cold when it was served, you know. Overall, I give this one a 5 out of 10. Oh no, it's all good. Thank you. Yeah. People are asking me, hey, sometimes do you give feedback to the crew, or do you share your thoughts that you share with the audience, with the crew as well? I mean, not necessarily. So if they don't ask me, now for example, she cleared my table, but she didn't ask me, how is your soup, for example. So in that case, I would have said, yeah, I was a little cold, you know, but in terms of flavors, it was pretty all right. But, you know, you don't want to come across like annoying or difficult or dramatic. So I decided not to give her some feedback because she wasn't asking for it. But yeah, that would have been my feedback. A little cold. I think they can heat it up properly. I don't know whether they heat it up properly or what the issue was there. But I mean, in the end, we were talking about absolute first world problems. But then obviously it's a flight review. Now you go into like the tiniest of details, because I mean, Saudia strives to be one of the best airlines in the world. So for me personally, these kind of things are not an issue at all. But you know, if you do a flight review, you really like, you take the product apart, right? But yeah, let's see. Very much looking forward to see what the main is going to be like. Prawns. I'm going to get the prawns with a side of potatoes, but you can see very soon. So next main course, Red Sea prawns. So local prawns, because Jeddah is located at the Red Sea, with asparagus and potatoes. Yeah, I did enjoy.
So,
Yeah.
you enjoyed?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Do you have any comments on anything, or everything is fine?
It's all good. I like it.
I'm happy
Thank
to
you.
hear that you enjoy the food.
I think I'm going to stick. It's too much otherwise. But I appreciate you offering it.
My
Very
pleasure.
nice. Thank you.
Enjoy, please.
Thank you. And that was the main. It was good, but it didn't blow my mind. You know, if I compare it to like other airlines with great catering, Turkish Airlines, Singapore Airlines, Austrian, it doesn't compare. But I believe that certainly they get there. Got another lemon mint, that's very delicious. Alright, it's time for the dessert, and everybody who has been watching me for a couple of years knows that I love cheesecake, especially New York cheesecake. So high expectations here right now. It looks delicious in presentation, and let's put it to the real test. And it's everything I wanted it to be. Delicious. So after an average starter and main, this is world-class dessert. Very, very delicious. I love it. So good. So good. I love it. Delicious. Best cheesecake I've had in a long time. So good. So good. And what's also outstanding is the cabin manager. And she told me she's the first ever female cabin manager of Saudia. She's my age. She was born 86 or 85. She's from Morocco, and she's such a lovely person. And we had a good chat about what it's like to be a professional cabin crew and me being a professional passenger. And we pretty much agreed on scenarios, and I've noticed scenarios that she noticed as well. So we both have a very trained eye, so it was really nice to have that conversation. And general, the service, I think it's pretty good. Obviously little things here and there that obviously can improve to like meet the likes of SQ, Qatar Airways, or other world-class airlines. But and while we speak of crew, sometimes get a lot of comments about, oh Josh, what kind of crew, how do you like your crew, you know? And everybody travels for a different reason, you know. If you're a frequent flyer, you go for business to Shanghai or whatever, you probably just want to sleep for 9 hours and you want to be left alone. If you go on your honeymoon, you probably want to be pampered, you want to be taken care of. And I think that's also a skill that cabin crew should have. They should identify their passengers and see, what are they into, you know, what do they like? So you kind of tailor an experience for them. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to create a connection with your passenger. And on this flight, the cabin manager, she is incredibly talented. So guys, we're good 5 hours into the flight. We just flew over the Indian Peninsula. Can I say that? Indian Peninsula, Chennai. Chennai, the city with the worst airport in the world. And I tried to sleep. I was not tired at all. Did you just see that family? This is the family that is split between economy and business class. So the wife is an economy class. The kids are in business, and the husband. What kind of husband are you? And here we go, my midnight snack has arrived. A Wagyu beef burger with some crisps and mustard and mayonnaise and ketchup and a Pepsi. Looks pretty delicious, so let's try it. That burger is delicious. So good. We then approached Malaysia after a long 9-hour journey for a smooth landing at Kuala Lumpur. Once I get to the hotel, I'm going to give you a full summary of Saudia and what I think they have what it takes to succeed and become an actual world-class airline. Stay tuned. And this is it. That concludes my flight on Saudia. Interesting story. First time I flew Saudia was in 2018 on the 320 and 777. It was an awful airline. It was cheap, but it was very far away from what it is today. It was also very strict no filming policy. The catering was below average. The transit experience in Jeddah was an absolute nightmare. And then a couple of years later in 2022, I took a trip on Saudia, again on the Dreamliner and the 320. And it was such an improvement. I didn't recognize the airline anymore. And by that time, they introduced a sky shaft, they changed their catering, they had new seats. It was a complete different airline. And now in 2024, they're even more defined. And that's what I love about Saudia. Every time I go on a trip with them, they're getting better and better. And I think they're seriously challenging the big airlines in the Middle East. And I'm sure they're going to up in their game even more next year when Riyadh Air is going to be introduced to the market as well with a direct competitor. And I'm sure this is going to keep them on their toes as well. I think they have everything it needs to become a world-class airline. Of course, the one debatable thing is, do I want to fly dry airline, which is a turnoff to a lot of people. But overall, I think it is an airline that is here to stay. But this should be it, guys. don't forget to leave a comment. I'm going to give away one of those beautiful Saudia amenity kits, which you saw is full of items. Also, please check out my Patreon. The link is in the description box below if you want my Cahill keyring, early access to my videos, or a lot of other extra perks. Also check out AirAlo, which are sponsoring this video. It's a really cool tool with the eSIMs. I use it anywhere I go. It's very convenient, and it's going to make your life a lot easier as well, especially if you're a frequent flyer and visit a lot of different countries. Other than that, let me know in the comment section below what you think of Saudia. Are you convinced yet, or do you still need some time? Also, would you fly a dry airline or not? Let me also know in the comment section below. Leave a like or a dislike if you weren't satisfied with the video. Subscribe, because there's a lot of amazing videos coming. Then after this, I took a trip on Emirates' new premium economy, a video that you don't want to miss as well. This is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and wherever you're off to, have a superb flight.